Operation Go Down Swinging starts right now. I mean, it started in our last game. But none of this faffing about. We're going to play Kev football, and if we get relegated, we get relegated. We're probably going to get relegated. Hello and welcome to part 139 of Backing the Boro. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two Premier League games for you. One against Leicester, one against Burnley. And in fact, this next run of 5 games is probably going to make or break our season, to the point where I might even show you all of them, because we're playing teams in and around us and we have a run of home games. Since you were last with me, we had a horrible run again, but it was a horrible run of really difficult away games. Yeah, we shouldn't have lost against Middlesbrough, but other than that, Arsenal, Champions League club, and then away against Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United, Champions League clubs. But we came off the back of that, and this was when I made my decision to just go down swinging. We came off the back of it and went full on attack mode and won a game 5-3, just like the good old days. Enoch Nuhu, a hat-trick, Venner and Ilas both grabbing goals as well. We scored 5 goals in a game and we beat Blackburn. So what that means is our league situation is currently a little bit like this. 25 games gone. We're only 1 point behind Brentford and we have a game in hand on them. Yes, we're still inside the relegation zone, and yes, it's February, but we have a potential way out, and that potential way out is through this next batch of fixtures, because at home against Leicester, they're a team in the bottom half of the league. We could beat them. If we then fast forward to our next game, where are we? There we go. At home against Burnley. Burnley are below us in the league. We should beat them. Fast forward some more. At home against Brentford. They're the team directly above us. We should beat them at home. Fast forward some more, Kev. Now we're away against Watford. They're 2 places above us. We could at least come out of that with a draw. Fast forward some more, Kev. Away against Leeds. Leeds are bottom of the league. I mean, this is... And then we play Tottenham and it gets hard again. But looking at these next 5 games, we've got to come out of these 5 games with 10 points. If we're gonna stay up, we get 10 points in our next 5 games. And that needs to start now at home against Leicester, which is the hardest of all of them. This is the one that we can, if we lose this one and then win the 2 home games, steal a win in one of the away games and grab another draw, that would probably be the easiest way to do it. Leicester are by far away going to be the hardest of these 5. But if we can start things off with a win, it makes the rest of the job that much simpler. We have gone back to the version of this system that we know works. We're going on control, we're going on flexible, we've added our team instructions back on again. This is exactly how we set the team up against Blackburn. And these are the players that are going to be out there. We've got some key players back from injury as well, which is going to be important. So Vujicic is in goal. Joksimovic, our wonder kid superstar left back, he's now fit again after being injured for a long time. And Carousel is fit at the other side as well. So we've got 2 Premier League quality right backs for the first time in like 4 months. That was a big difference maker against Blackburn. Hopefully it continues to be a difference maker for us today. Brodic and Holmqvist, that's our centre-back partnership for the next 3 years. Whatever league we end up in, if we can keep hold of them, they will both end up as good Premier League players. They're not quite there yet. Now we put faith in them. We have signed another guy on loan. Ryan Morrison is another defender who's coming on loan from Motherwell. Paul Earl went on loan to Motherwell. We basically deadline day deals. We just swapped a loan player. They took an attacking midfielder we didn't need. We took a centre-back who we haven't played yet because we haven't had a game since deadline day. Our midfield is Fazio, Wanda and Stojanovic. Hayes has been injured, so Stojanovic is in for him. Nuhu is also injured, but has to play after his hat-trick in the last game. Wagner's sat there ready to come on if he needs to. And then we've got Venner and Nogueira up front. And hopefully there's goals in them too. Venner, by the way, has learnt how to play a complete forward on support again, which he could do last year, but couldn't do earlier this year. I don't really understand how that works. He could do a position, then he couldn't, now he's learnt again. Give a squad number to Morrison. Let's get into this game, and for goodness sake, let's cross our fingers and hope that if we can score 5 goals again, like we did in our last game, in theory, we should at least come out of this with a draw. We know defensively we're very suspect, but with these 2 fullbacks in the team, and Nuhu playing the way he did, and I think we've got a good midfield 3 there, my question marks is on the centre-backs and the strikers, which I know are key positions, but fingers crossed, the strikers can do the business today and the centre-backs can limit the opposition to, you know, if we concede slightly fewer goals than we score, then we'll count that as a win. And I believe the league structure counts that as a win as well if we manage to pull that off. 15 minutes in, nothing's happened. But importantly, Leicester haven't really had the ball and they've not really got the opportunity to attack yet. So we are going at them. And that's our only chance. We've got to, these next 5 games, we've got to go out there and try and win them. There's no use going into these 5 games trying to pick up 5 draws, counter-attacking, all that nonsense. Because 5 draws isn't going to be enough. We're never going to have another run of games like this again this season. We've got to accumulate points now. And the best way to do that is to try and score as many goals as we possibly can. Hence, go down swinging. Nuhu with the corner. Venner just over. It's our first big chance of the game. And as we go into half-time, hopefully, we're not going to go on to regret that in the second half. Because it looks like we're going in at 0-0. Which, I mean, a draw against Leicester wouldn't be a disaster. It would be a fine way to start our run of 5 games. But obviously a win would be even better. Wander's there, and it is 1-0 just on the stroke of half-time. What a massively important goal that could end up being from our Brazilian international, who has been captain on and off, even though he's only been here since the start of January. But he is the leader that we've needed all year, and he's just weighed in with an incredibly important goal and lots of massive deflections along the way. But who cares? It's gone down for Rwanda, and I'm sure he's not going to complain, is he? 1-0 at half-time. It actually drags us out of the relegation zone as things stand. Obviously, that's a big if, because the chances of us getting through the second half against Leicester without conceding a goal are fairly slim. That being said, we're limiting them to less than 40% possession at the moment, and they're not really getting shots. So if we just keep attacking them, attack is our best form of defence, and Nogueira hits the post. And we are playing well. We're playing good quality attacking football. And it's with Nuhu, who finds Fazio. Down to Nuhu again, I think that was. And it's with Venner, back to Fazio, who finds Stojanovic, plays it through to Nogueira. Fazio, Venner's in, and he's fouled. And we've got a penalty. I don't remember the last time we won a penalty. And it's Nuhu to take. This could make him 4 goals in 2 games now if he can tuck this penalty away to make it 2-0. Nuhu scores! Oh, goodness me, how important could this end up being? And I didn't realise until his hat-trick in the last game just how many goals Nuhu has scored for us this year. He's our top scorer by a million miles. It's his 12th goal of the season now. He's scoring at more than a goal every other game. We need to try and sign this lad permanently in the summer. I mean, as long as we stay up, he's not going to come if we're in the Championship. But he has been a massive player for us. Wanda to Stojanovic. Now Nuhu again. Just sort of scraping the top of the crossbar. And I think we're going to have to take him off because he is a little bit broken. Even though he's our best player by such a long way. We have got Wagner sat there on the bench. Come on and show us why you deserve the opportunity to start a bit more often. Nogueira has not turned up today at all. We'll bring Ilas on, who was good in the last game, to be fair to him. We're going to swap the 2 of them over. Ilas can be our complete forward. Venner's going to go forward to advanced forward. And then we'll just keep an eye on things and make our 3rd change as and when we need to. Stojanovic to Wagner to Venner. It feels like he might have been fouled again, but apparently it's just a legal tackle, which is allowed. Holmqvist plays it all the way back to Vujicic, who, that was a risky little chipped ball forward to Joksimovic, but it finds its way into our midfield again. And we are controlling the game quite comfortably in midfield. Venner's in again. And it's another wild shot from Venner. I mean, he gets himself into some decent positions, but he cannot score goals. Bless him. Joksimovic, forward to Ilas, who finds Wagner. And it was a clever idea, but Venner couldn't quite get the other side of the defender. And now Leicester have the opportunity to come at us on the counter-attack. We have got men over in the middle, but of course, their player finds it. And Vujicic makes a decent save at the first time of asking, but does palm it straight into the path of their striker, who tucks it away on the rebound. And this is where we need to be careful. And I can hear people screaming, Kev, go counter-attacking. Kev, go defensive. You're ahead with 15 minutes to go. And my response to that, and I know a lot of you aren't going to like it, but my response is, if we do that, we will definitely concede. We are not good enough to defend. Our only way to hold on to this lead is to keep the ball in their half by continuing to attack. Right, we're going to put Brown on as a target man. Ilas can go forward as the complete forward, as the advanced forward. And hopefully that as a strike combination will be a little bit more effective than Venner and Ilas has been today. Although, like I say, they were both very good against Blackburn. But we've just got to hold on a couple more minutes. Oh, 4 minutes of added time. Where's the justice? Right, we've got a corner. It's Wagner. Back to Wagner again. Crosses again. Fazio to Stojanovic. Ilas is in acres of space and the flag stayed down. But he just sort of stood there. I think he thought he was offside. And now Leicester attack again, and Carousel, I mean, it's a bit of a rough tackle, but he actually gets away with it and then plays it forward towards Brown, who's got time to turn and play it forward to Wagner. Wagner tries to slot Eyeless in and beats his man and can't. I mean, it's such a pathetic shot. We've had 5 clear-cut chances to Leicester's 0. And I know, because I get told every day, I know that's not the only thing to judge a football match on. But it's a big indicator in a game like this. 63% possession, 5 clear-cut chances to their 0. 20 shots, better pass completion, roughly equal for tackles won and headers won. We have been the better team by a long, long way today. Please let there be some justice in the world in these last 10 seconds and don't let Leicester score. We've picked up back-to-back Premier League wins. We've played well and we've dragged ourselves out of the relegation zone as we go into those massive, massive 4 more games. 7 more points from these 4 games and I'll start to feel a little bit more comfortable. Breathe. Just the one change for the Burnley game, then it is Kraljevic coming in for Venner up front. Kraljevic, I think, is the most natural goal scorer that we've got at the club. His goals per game, he's on 5 goals from 9 starts at the moment, 3 and 3 in the cup. He just looks like a finisher when he's on the pitch, but obviously not scoring loads of goals yet because he keeps picking up injuries. But then, you know what? He's up against Jose Venner, who also doesn't score goals, and Nogueira, who I don't remember scoring a goal for months, and Eyeless, who doesn't really score. We don't really have players who are going to score goals. I should read some of this stuff maybe. Yeah, oh blimey, both teams poor form. Yes, we want it more than they do. Right, I mean, we really do want it more than they do, or at least we have to show that we want it more than they do. As it stands right now, even before the game starts, we're 3 points clear of that relegation zone, which is already massive, with only 11 games left to go. Imagine how much fun we can have if we end up picking up a win and extending that gap. Burnley and Leeds, I mean, assuming we can beat them both. Kraljevic, I said he was a finisher, and he's just missed a good chance. But if we can beat both of them in our next few games, we basically kill them off. They're already starting to fall adrift, and they'll be looking at this game against us today as one of their final opportunities to try and save themselves. So we've got to try and kill off their hopes and try and make it like a 3-horse race. Brentford, Nuneaton and Watford. One goes down of those 3. Because I think I back our odds in that. But we've got to win today. If Burnley drag us back into this mess, when we've got, I think we play Leeds next. I know we play them at some point in the next 3 games. In fact, we play Watford in that time as well, don't we? We just got to beat them all. Win all these games, Kev. I mean, it's not an unrealistic expectation. Wanda. To Holmqvist. To Fazio. No. Brodic plays it forward, though. Nogueira, I mean, not threatening at all, is he? Wanda to Stojanovic. Our midfield 3 looks good now. I like this midfield 3. Our front 2 leaves a lot to be desired. The chances present themselves, and you don't even notice our players being anywhere near. And we've created 2 clear-cut chances in this first half, apparently. I don't even remember them. Nogueira is in, and of course he misses. That's got to be our 3rd clear-cut chance, surely. We need a prolific goal scorer. If we're going to try and play the Kev score more goals than you system, it does rely on us being able to score more goals or score goals at all. And we just don't ever look like scoring. I realise it's only 2 games ago we scored 5 goals away from home. But I still don't ever feel like we've got a goal coming. Even when we're dominating a game the way we dominated this one. We need a goal. Who have we got on the bench? Venner and Brown. And neither of those names are particularly inspiring. Wagner's there as an attacking midfield option. But Nuhu's our best player. Right, Wanda to Stojanovic. Nuhu. Kraljevic. Repay your faith in me. Carrascal with a great cross. Nogueira, though. I mean, what's the point of crossing to him? Wanda to Stojanovic. To Nuhu. Can he slot a ball through? He finds Carrascal. Crosses to Nogueira again. I always knew he had it in him. Christian Nogueira puts us 1-0 up on 59 minutes. And that goal could be one of the most important goals in the history of this football club. Because as it stands right now, was it 5 points clear of the relegation zone with 11 games left? Let's have a little look. Come on, show me the league. Look at Nogueira. What are you saying, boss? What are you saying? I always had faith in you, Christian. 5 points clear of Brentford as it stands. Are Brentford the team we just played, or have we still got to play them? We're playing all these teams around us. I can't even remember who we've played and who we've still got to play. I just know we're playing all the rubbish now and we've got to win these games. Kraljevic has been rubbish, and so is Nuhu. Talking of rubbish, let's just switch these a lot up, move them around, and see if Wagner and Werner can come on and offer us something a little bit different in that attacking area of the pitch. So I think we've played well everywhere else. Our midfield, I am very, very happy with that midfield three now. I don't want to mess with it too much, although we have got Hayes sat on the bench, just occasionally tapping one of those oversized cheques with £15 million written on it, just reminding me that he exists. And to be fair, Fazio's not playing very well. So let's bring Hayes on, stick him out there as the roaming playmaker. Stojanovic can be the Carrilero. In fact, Wanda can be the Carrilero, if we can get back into the tactics screen, and Stojanovic can be the deep line playmaker. I think I've used that combination before, and it equally looks very good. So let's get those two shifted around that way. There you go. See, that looks much better. And now we just need to find a way to survive these last 5 minutes of the game. And would it still be 5 points? It would still be 5 points. 5 points would be huge. Right, don't do anything stupid now. For goodness sake, he says don't do anything stupid. And then the supposed wonder kid gets himself sent off and gives away a free kick in a dangerous area. That is the definition of doing something stupid, for goodness sake. Right, what? We've got to get for a minute and a half without conceding a goal. Wanda, in theory, can play at full-back. He can play as right-back. So if we stick Carousel over to left-back, Wanda at right-back, bring Wagner back into the midfield. I don't even know if he can do that. And do that. We've only got to survive a minute and a half. If we can survive the free kick, we should survive the rest of the game. And Nogueira, just kick it a long way. He does. And it's Werner to chase. And Burnley have left nobody back. But it's Jose Werner. No one thinks he's going to score, but he does. We score a breakaway goal in the 94th minute. It's 2-0. I've always had so much faith in Werner and Nogueira. Burnley left nobody back. They knew how desperate the situation was for them. And Werner, when it really, really mattered, scored an absolute beauty. My voice is breaking. We've won 3 consecutive Premier League football matches and we're 5 points clear of the relegation zone. I am starting to believe again, boys and girls, and I hope you are too, because we've actually played well today. Look at that glorious league table. And who are we playing next? This is going to be tomorrow's video. Brentford, Watford. We're going to show you them tomorrow as well, because Brentford and Watford are the team directly below us and above us. Imagine if we can beat those two as well. And that is a big if. But even if we can beat one of them, we'd be ahead of the Kev ratio with 10 games to go. Oh, I need to have a lie down. This game is stressful. If you've enjoyed that, and how could you not enjoy that today? If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Look how red my face is. Thank you very much for watching.